All right. So before we begin, why don't you just say who you are and what your relationship to me is?
Okay, my name is Ellen Kappas, and I am Kevin Kappas's mother.
Hi, yes, I'm Steve Kappas, and I'm Kevin Kappas's father.
I'm Kaylin Kappas. I am your sister.
Hi, I'm Amy, and I'm Ian's mom.
I'm Adam. I'm Ian's dad.
Hi, I'm Blake Hancock. I am Charles James Hancock's father.
My name is Margaret DeLong.
So my name is Aspen.
And I have 3 kids. And this July I'll be married almost 16 years.
My immediate family consists of 6 people: my mom and dad, my younger brother, my younger sister, and my uncle who lives with us.
I'm glad I'm not talking to a camera, because I would throw up.
Well, I think that we all, respect each other, and we appreciate differences. We have special needs in our family, so I think that that's made us more respectful.
Oh, we're a typical family. We interact and talk, I think, like any family in America would talk to each other.
Oh, dysfunctional.
Well, I mean, my sister and I, we were very connected, right? We're like this, you know what I mean? But, God, with my parents, it's like we're close, but when it comes down to like the parenting child dynamic, it just does not exist.
One thing that I've always liked about the way that mom and dad parented us was that they never told us to do things without explaining why they were necessary, or punished us without explaining why we were being punished. So it was never like, because I told you so, which a lot of other kids get.
Well, I think my main goal was to teach you to make decisions for yourself, to teach you to weigh consequences.
If you instill in your child values, then those values lead them to the decisions that are good for them and good for society and all the rest.
I think my parenting style is a little bit of everything. I think that in order for your family to be healthy and happy, you kind of have to grow with your children.
My parents were are still very open with me and my siblings. No question is too much to ask or anything like that.
Very standoffish and selectively supportive, but even then the support really isn't support. It's very conditional too. I would describe it as conditional.
Conditional support or conditional love?
Conditional love.
To what degree do you think your own bringing up from your parents had an effect on your parenting style, each of you?
Well, I think that's one of the reasons for me that I made sure that you knew you could always call me, because I didn't feel that way. I had very loving, supportive parents, and they wouldn't have kicked me out of the house, but it was just not even an option that I might make a mistake.
Oh, I think my upbringing affected my parenting style a lot because I fluctuated a lot. Again, my parents were super strict. I wasn't allowed to wear certain clothing. I wasn't allowed to dye my hair. I wasn't allowed to be me. I had to be prim and proper. I had to wear dresses and have my hair curled, and I had to be what society wanted me to be. I learned at a young age, everybody judges you. So you might as well put on your best suit and look really good. And if you didn't, or you tried to rebel, you got punished really bad. Which led to me sneaking around my parents' back because we didn't have that kind of relationship. You don't want me to do it, so I really want to do it. I'm going to do it anyways. And I think it kind of started out with my parenting style kind of being a softie, because I didn't want to be like that with my kids. I didn't want them looking at me like I was some monster.
I didn't feel like I could go to them and say, hey, there was some drinking at this party, and what do you think I should do? I never felt comfortable doing that. I just assumed the answer was no, 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 forbidden, that you shouldn't do it. So I kind of snuck around behind my parents and did some things that they didn't, which I probably would have really benefited from a dialogue.
Both of my parents were very strict and very harsh. And so it's like, both my parents are traumatized. And so they're trying to parent my sister and I the best way that they know how, because they don't want to be like their parents.
Well, it's tough because we were probably more present than my dad. I don't think he's ever gone. He never saw me play football or any sports. Not that I was anything, to even come and watch, but he was always working. So they just came from a different time.
I think, and I want to answer for Dad on this one because I don't know if he'll say this, but that's one of the reasons why having shared activities with you was so important to him, was because his dad worked really long hours and didn't
he worked irregular hours,
nights and weekends when Adam was home on the week, so they didn't have shared activities, and Adam always really wanted to have that with his dad, and so he made it a priority with you because he didn't have that with his dad.
So for me, I'm the oldest, so I feel like they were a little bit more harder on me when I was younger. They expected more out of me. I was also responsible for watching my siblings, so they put a lot of pressure and responsibility on me to be a good role model for them. And with my sister, kind of loosened the reins a lot, especially during her high school years. They let her get away with a lot of shit. Can I cuss?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I think the way that Autumn came into teenage years was detrimental to her development and upbringing on how I handled it. I was too soft and let people walk all over me.
Yeah, I think there are a few changes. I think the first is, they're much more hands off with you, but I think that there's a couple reasons for that. The first reason is that a lot of the stuff that you go through, I've already gone through, and they were extremely hard, like hands-on with me, like the college process, for example. Obviously, they were hands-on in both situations because that's who they are. But for me, it was like mom and dad sitting with me at the dining room table for hours every night, going through every school with me. They also read all of the descriptions of the colleges with me. They planned all our flights. They planned all our hotels. They planned all our college visits. I didn't even look at the college websites. They did all of that because they wanted to make sure I was going on the right track. Whereas for you, I remember dad saying, have you booked your hotels yet for the college trip? And it's like, you're literally a high schooler. How are you supposed to know how to do that?
I think we may have done Kaylin a bit of a disservice by being so involved and observant in everything that she did.
I mean, I feel like my sister and I, we have like this dynamic with where it's like, she's obviously my sister. She's also my best friend. She's also my kid and also my parent. You know what I mean? Yeah. So it's like, I take care of her. She takes care of me. We don't take care of each other, or just like siblings. But I think of my parents as like really weird friends that I'm really reserved about hanging out with.
Well, definitely. Yeah. I think, our second child does have special needs, and that definitely, had an impact on how we parented. But at the same time, we still focus on celebrating her for who she is and wanting her to just do her best at things. So,
But I think it would have changed either way. We were in grad school, when I was in grad school, and, Caroline was born at a different time in our life, so I'm sure it would have changed.
The advice that I would have for parents, listen to your children. Do not treat them like they're children. I guess that's two advices. No, I think a lot of parents lack the communication. I lacked the communication. I think that people think that their kids my parents did to me, that their kids don't know what's going on in the household, and they really do know what's going on, and they understand.
Well, Miss George, I went in for your second grade conference, and Miss George said, Ian's really concerned about you, that you're really having a hard time, and that your daughter was diagnosed with autism. And I just burst into tears because I had no idea.
Yeah.
I was like, and she was like, oh, it's okay. Oh my God. I was like, well, I didn't know Ian knew any of that. And I was just devastated.
All right. Last question. What is something you are proud to have taught me / see me embody?
Well, I think that you are a very genuinely kind, caring person. I think that you always take people where they are, and you're very accepting of people's differences, and you are a very loyal, honest person. And I am very proud that, of the person that you are. You are, just wonderful all around.
Ian, you have a good heart, and you're ethical, and you think about your decisions deeply, and we're proud of you.
Thank you.
I think that both you and Kaylin are very empathetic people. And I think that you got some of that for me. Something I think I helped teach you and instill in you, and it makes me very proud.
I'm really grateful that they understood who I was and let me grow into the person that I wanted to be, and that they were very open and accepting of me, my sexuality, and being gay. I'm also grateful that they taught me, things I need to know for the real world, like taxes and how to change a tire, how to check my oil, how to budget money, how to make money last, things like that.
I am proud that I had taught my children to be who they are, to be them. All of my children are very smart, very bright. They've all taken different roads, but in the end, they're all themselves. And that's the biggest thing that I wanted from them. You have, again, bullies or people that are telling them, no, you're not as great as you think you are. And the biggest thing that I have seen over the years with my children is that they don't listen to those people.
Grateful for what? Here's a number for the doctor's office. Here's how you look up bus routes. Here's some bus tickets. I'm grateful that my dad gave me a car when he moved away. I'm thankful for that. I'm thankful to have a roof over my head. I'm thankful to have, food in the house. I'm thankful to have clothes on my back. There are things I'm thankful for, but it's thank you for doing the bare minimum. Other than that, fuck you. You didn't do anything. And I don't have to thank you for shit. I'm not saying that they've been shit all the time. It's just that the time that they have been shit has had a profound impact on my life. I love my parents to death. I want to trade them for anything. But I just wish that they didn't have kids.
How, in general, how strict do you think is healthy for a parent to be?
How strict?
Yeah.
I don't know if there's an answer to that. I think it just kind of depends on the person, and I think it depends on the child themselves. I don't think there's one way of saying something is too strict, The way I parent is different than anybody else out there, and I don't tell other people how to parent, I think as a parent, especially with small children, you're learning every day, and you learn what works and what doesn't work. So then you adapt those, or you change things up. And you find out with kids what works for one doesn't work for another. So, every day is just a learning day, and every day is, trying something different.